This is the second part of how to edit process flow. As you have seen in previous video, all the object groups that are here are referring to data warehouse. So these are data warehouse dimension objects. These are data warehouse fact objects. We cannot control or manage stage or analysis services through this interface. We can do select and deselect data warehouse stored procedures, but we have a flexibility to create additional packages and to create a totally independent flexible process flow with external SSIS packages, and this is exactly what we are going to do. So for example, we have a task that we have to import external data. So in order to import this data into for Dynamics, we could go through the NAV in case of the budgets, but we'll do it through SSIS. So for this task, we will first create a new process flow. The new process flow name will be import budget, sales budget 2018. Okay, and we add this process flow. Now initially what we will do, we'll say we'll not do anything in the stage or analysis services, and we will actually deselect everything that may take even a little time. So nothing here, nothing in the standard part, nothing in a load after, constraints, don't need help tables, I will not need fact. I will deselect everything so it's like clean, nothing. I have nothing here. Now first I would like to import data from Excel, and for that reason I have created an SSIS package which has very few objects. So this one is sources Excel, destination table, source table. It's already set up in connection. Only few fields are here. No data conversion, only shrinking the length of the field, and setting up the destination is in OLEDB connection is a stage item budget entry, right? So this is our staging table that reflects NAV item budget entry. Good. So this package has been created, and it can be any SSIS package, and the position of this package is somewhere on the C drive, doesn't really matter. So first what we want to do is to put the package into our import flow, and for that reason we have to create a new object group. It will be SSIS stage. Okay. So let's have this one here and put it just after the date, for example, and add a package. So the package is somewhere on the folder C, and by selecting, it's in my process flow as in the first object. Now when I say import, then this package is copied actually into BF for Dynamics instance. So it copies it here. So if I would change the original SSIS package, then that changes would not reflect automatically structure of the object that process flow is using. That's important. Good. We have stage here. Let's say we always import all the data. So in this case, in the fact, we would look for a stored procedure that would truncate sales budget. So yes, I need you, and I need the standard stored procedure that would load the fact sales budget. So I have this in the fact, which is fine. Then I would like to process cubes. I would not like to process also inventory and receivables or even a sales, just the sales budget. For that reason, I have created another SSIS package, a very simple one with analysis services processing task, with processing options set to select sales budget measure group and process this only. So I could add any other parameters here, which means any other cubes, any other objects. Everything is possible. It's very simple to do it. I encourage you to explore this. But for our demonstration, we'll process only a part of the sales cube, which is a measure group sales budget. This measure group will get data from our loading fact that will be importing data from Excel. Now, where do we put this object to? The best would be to create another object group because it would be more structured. So this is what we are going to do. We'll say SSIS cubes. This one is here. It can be added. We are just fine with this, and we're just going to add this object. It's here. So again, this object is being copied to setup folder, and if changed there, it will not reflect here. We cannot mess SSIS packages with stored procedures. Now, for example, what I want to say, if I would like to, let's say, create constraints just for the sake of presentation, move it here, this would not work because this custom process flow accept SSIS packages. They expect SSIS packages here. Now we can test if this is good. So we'll control the results so that in 2018 we expect sales budget. Okay, so first we will run this manually. This is going to run an import object. Okay, we see execution was successful here. Good. The second part, if you remember, we have selected object that would first truncate table sales budget. Okay, we have done it. Good. So the fact sales budget is now deleted, no tables there, and we load our sales stage into the fact. This is fast. We hit any error? No, everything was done successfully. I will run the last part. The cube the sales cube is processed, but this is new, and I just want to process sales budget measure group, and to check if everything was fine. It was few seconds and done. So let's see the results. Sales budget amount. Okay, we have it. Refresh the data. Okay, not so good. the index is yeah, 30%, so we have to work harder, but the proof of concept for our new BFO Dynamics process flow feature has been shown. Now let's wrap it up. We have one object here. This is SSIS package. We are using two standard package stored procedures and one SSIS package that processes the cubes. Now we can combine, everything is combined is in this import sales budget process flow, and we execute it manually. But what we can do is also to create a job agent, import sales budget, and it will create the parameters of the existing one, refresh it, and voila, it is here. So this job agent will run exactly the selected process flow that has only 4 objects, and as any job can be scheduled and run manually, scheduled automatically or run manually at any time. So this was a new feature of how to run a flexible process flow, or actually anything that connects external sources within BFO Dynamics data or data structures. Just one hint from my experience. Before you set up a job agent that runs everything in setup, it's good that you put all that you want to process into one folder and be really sure that this is working one by one. So for example, is the import working? then you check the staging part in this case. So is the truncate working? If truncate is working, then I run cells cubes again. So this means truncating would delete anything, and I would not have anything here now. Okay, good. So this is working. So now I'm importing, and the import should be set up either append or delete and add. It's also important. Truncate if there was, for whatever reason, something already there, loading data to the fact and processing it again. So it's good to process all and each before you put a job agent to work, because it's much better to do the troubleshooting then.